Welcome in, Shiva. Welcome in, Renee. Dorothy. Welcome in, honey. Alright, there we go. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Alright, good. So I hope you all had a good day for Friday. The snow, it be snowing here. So I hope you all had a good day for Friday. The snow, it be snowing here. As you know, tonight is the open table where it's all about you and personal readings. So I'll wait till people jump in here. I don't usually start off with a collective reading for my, well, I sort of kind of did at one point, but I thought I'd jump on here tonight just to make myself available if you wanted a reading. It is $1 a card. If by chance that you want to throw in a donation, throw it in as a super chat and just post donation. So that way I'm clear on what it is. If it's a super chat and you have a question, you can throw a question in it. I'm not going to have Hipsy open tonight, just to keep things simple. I'm a little tired. Going to start off with the prayer, I guess. Georgina and Sheba, thank you so much. I got you on the list. My condolences and my greatest sentiment to you, Georgina. Welcome in, Steve. O universal source, divine breath of creation, you who exist in the realm of pure vibration and subtle energy, may your sacred frequency be awakened within us, and may we embody the divine essence of allowing the kingdom to arise within our hearts. Let divine will of the physical and spiritual merge realms in the cosmic divine pattern, microcosm to macrocosm, and nourishing us with cosmic divine vitality and divine wisdom and life force. Divine energy of cosmic consciousness, please restore us of any misalignment and confusion that has been created against us. As we release what no longer serves us, let it release the blocks that hinder forward movement. What we release then releases us. Invoke our discernment and awareness to not be deceived and awaken our divine blueprints of destiny, giving us the synchronicities and signs to banish doubt, fog, and confusion. Please protect our divine pathway and rescue us from illusion of separation from our divine purpose and soul family. In the name of divine order of our inner sacred kingdom, match our outer experience, and may the creative spark be lit and protect us on our journey, and guide us through divine intervention, as above, so below, as within, so without, now and forever, and so it is. It is done, it is done, it is done. Wow, thank you, Renee. Very much appreciated for the prosperity tonight, my friends. Thank you so much. How about you, Shiva? You just want a general message? I hope so, Georgina. I really do. And And I wish your mother peace in her travels. Shiva, your father is kind of lying to himself. He doesn't want to see it for what it is. He's very much second guessing. It doesn't seem, he seems to be very stubborn, but the angels are watching over him. I do see a closing out of a cycle with him. This may bring sadness, however, it will bring peace. This will release a lot of burdens. This will release a lot of challenges. I do feel that you may be at peace with this. I also get a feeling like he's biding his time. It's almost feeling like there's not really much they can do at this time. And I kind of feel like whatever this is that he's been dealing with, it's been very heavy energy. Whatever he's been dealing with, it's almost as if he didn't get to it in time. He thought it was just a cold. He thought it was just something that didn't really matter. And he second guessed it. I do sense that it kind of took him for a loop. There's a lot of heavy energy tonight. Something about 6 months. I don't know if he had some sort of diagnosis 6 months ago. Or he may be getting a new diagnosis in the next 6 months. Either one, I feel like there's 6 months is significant. If he does have a doctor, he should go and get checked if he hasn't yet. But it's almost like he's not ready, or it's either he's lying to himself or he's not willing to accept the truth or accept what the doctor would tell him. I would say every moment counts. Try to make some happy memories, so that way you have something that is recent. that you can kind of look back on. It has a lot to do with cherishing the moment, cherishing the time that you do have. This very well could raise his frequency to sustain a lot longer. I don't want to put any prediction to it because I'm not a doctor. I don't know exactly the situation. But I do get a very much a stubbornness with him. Regarding diagnosis or regarding particular paperwork or solutions or recovery. Like, it's really showing that some of the options that have been given, he's not willing to partake in. I really kind of get the fact that he doesn't necessarily want to be worried about it. He doesn't want to have it on his brain, so he's just not looking at it. He's avoiding it. There's a big sense of avoidance. It's like he's looking the other way. I do feel that, you know, if there was any type of diagnosis, there is a chance that if he gets to it quickly, that there could very well be a chance of him surviving and finding solutions for this. But if he leaves it for too long, it might not work out very well for him. So if he has yet to see the doctor and time is of the essence, every moment counts, I'm coming back to that. But I really feel that he's trying to be independent in his thinking. He's trying to think in a higher vibration. He's not trying to worry about things or make a big deal about it. So there very well could be a possibility that he is not telling you the truth because he doesn't want you to overthink it. To some degree with the Six of Pentacles, there's nothing that you can really do. There's no reciprocity. There's nothing that you can add to the situation. And I feel that he doesn't want you to feel helpless in this situation. Is there anything wrong? I don't necessarily want to speak on that. I would sooner him go to the doctor and get a definitive from the doctor and then go from there if he hasn't yet. Because even if he did not want to take treatment, there is holistic ways of overcoming certain situations, and if he gets to it quickly, there could very well be a very good chance for him. But if he lets it run its course, then I'm not too sure. I kind of feel like it's going to take him quickly if he doesn't get a handle of it. It's ultimately going to leave you in sadness. However, this will bring in an independence to you. It will be some sort of a release regarding the situation. All right. But I really do get a stubborn energy Like it's something very, very touchy, very sensitive to even talk about. And the last thing he wants you to do is overthink it. It almost seems like you might be more worried about the situation than he is. All right, Georgina. Welcome in, Aunt. Welcome in, PJ. Spirit, what's going on with Georgina? What's the best blessed message for Georgina? You could either be dumping your cup out, walking away from a particular relationship, or you could very well be in a bit of a heartbreak, or breaking up with someone, or just sad all around. Your heart could be breaking. However, you do have love. You do know what you want. You're very empathetic about this particular situation. You're kind of feeling betrayed. There's definitely heartbreak here. It's not exactly the news that you're looking for. It's not the news that you want. You feel like you're missing out on lost time. Things are starting to slow down for you. However, you were kind of feeling trapped. You were kind of fighting with yourself about this unhappiness. You really need to focus on you at this time. Focus on getting your bearings, finding your stability, finding your foundation. You may be kind of holding back some sort of emotions. You need to let it flow. As hard as it is, it's part of the release. As much as you are kind of not wanting to look at the situation for what it is, it's kind of hard for you to just walk away. You're having a very difficult time walking away, but you're kind of needing to in order to keep yourself solid, to keep yourself in a position of stability. I kind of get a feeling that you've been kind of floating around in the wind like a leaf. Just letting the wind take you anywhere it feels that you need to go. You've been just kind of going with the flow. This has been a very much a time of reflection. You've literally had no other choice but to reflect. As much as you feel betrayed, as much as you feel that there's bad news, and that you feel like you've missed out on time, and things are kind of going slow motion right now, I'm also getting a sense of freedom. There were many burdens on your shoulders that you've kind of released. You're kind of in preparation of this release. You've kind of had no other choice but to focus on you, focus on your stability rather than being distracted by all these emotions that you've been feeling. But you really need to feel through these emotions. I kind of feel like it's making you bitter knowing that you have to walk away from this. It's bittersweet. It's almost as if it's like it's very bitter because you have to say goodbye, but it's sweet because she will no longer be in any pain. One thing I'd like to speak on for those of you that are losing loved ones that are passing away. A lot of the times, and I really hope what I'm about to say brings you peace, okay? A lot of the times when we end up missing out on time with loved ones, maybe there's unresolved situations, um, and if someone passes away, it's kind of, you're kind of sitting with guilt that there was no reconciliation, there was no way of fixing things. The thing is that we all have our own journey, and some of us are set in our ways. Okay, specifically the older generation. They come from a time of lack. They come from a time of survival. They come from a time of having to fight for everything that they had. So when their spirit gets released, it's almost a sense of freedom. Some of them are welcoming it, some of them are preparing for it or prepared for it. Although the younger generation isn't, and they're sad to see them go, I really feel that just because they may be leaving the physical doesn't mean that they're not going to be around. A lot of spirits, they hang around in the spiritual realm before they head off, right? They want to make sure that their loved ones are cared for, that they're supported, that they have the support they need to transition through this experience. So a lot of spirits, they tend to hold on, and they tend to refrain from moving forward through transition. Now, some of these people that have passed or will soon be passing, a lot of them are being brought to this particular occasion in this moment to become an angel, to become your guide, to become your protector on the spiritual side. And when you take a step back and you actually recognize that we are definitely dealing with a spiritual war, this is not going to be a war of bombs and missiles. This is going to be a war for your soul, for your spirit, for your energy. And I do feel that this generation of people that have, such as the ones that have taken the shot and have had pre-existing issues that are flaring up, I do feel that this is, in essence, because of the choices that they've made or that you've made, there will come a time where these choices will come to fruition of certain endings to cycles, whether this is a life cycle, whether this is a relationship cycle, whether this is a friendship cycle, whatever the case may be, a societal cycle. I do feel that this is all in part of the plan, and I do feel that this is all part of the process. But I do understand it to be that a lot of the spirits that pass, a lot of the souls that are passing at this time, is to create a legion of angels on the other side. A legion of protectors, guiders. So where you feel that they may be leaving this earthly plane, please understand that within the spiritual realm, they still reside. And ultimately, if this is your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather, your aunts or your uncles, they still hold the same DNA. They still hold the same memories, just as you do. And please let it bring peace to your mind and your heart that the people that are passing and releasing from their physical essence, please know that they are always with you in your memories. They are still very much alive and well within the memories, within the good times. So continue to hold on to the good times. Continue to hold on to the time that you did have with them. And again, I'm coming back to it. Make every moment count that you have. Just understand that once they feel comfortable with the fact that you are supported, once they feel comfortable with the fact that you are safe, they do eventually pass into the ethers and go back to the central sun to have their debrief. Some of them are being integrated back into physical form through other lives, through babies being born. Spirit speaking to me on a lot of the factor that a lot of these great aunts, great uncles, and grandmothers and grandfathers that have passed on, they do become the new generation within the children of your bloodline, because they hold the same frequency of the essence of who you are. A lot of this is definitely part of the plan, no matter how we look at it. As much as it's not something that we would like to embrace, please allow it to bring you peace that just because you leave your physical form does not mean to say that your purpose is over. I really do personally don't believe, and I don't feel right about saying that this is your only life, you only live once. I really don't feel that that's a factor. You live up to the fullest potential of your current mission, and then you are released to the ethers again. Whether or not you move to the darkness or the light, whether they move to heaven. Heaven and hell reside within absolutely every single one of us. It's very predominantly important to understand that. But the most important thing about this message that I'm speaking on is that just because they leave physical form does not mean that they are leaving in the spiritual. They still reside within your essence of who you are. They're still connected to you to some degree. I hope that brings comfort to your heart. Welcome in, Penny. Now, if at some point that they do pass, and if you are questioning whether or not they are trying to send you signs, don't question it. because there's no room for coincidence. If you are experiencing the haunting of them, if you can smell them, if you can smell their perfume or cologne, if you kind of feel like you're hearing their voice in the back of your head, if certain things go bump in the night, or certain things break, certain things happen throughout your days, know that this is a sign. They usually put it in a perspective that you would understand. But I really feel that there is no room for coincidence. Certain things do happen to bring about enlightenment, and this is definitely one of them. Welcome in there, son. Welcome in, kitty. I do feel this is going to be a short one this evening. It's either that or somebody's trying to send me the Sandman. Tonight is an open table. For those that are looking for a reading, it's $1 Snapchat. Super chat, Snapchat. I don't know what Snapchat is all about. I don't have Snapchat. So if you have Snapchat and I'm on Snapchat, that's not me. I don't know why I was saying Snapchat. That very well could be significant to someone, though. For somebody, something that you don't see coming, there's definitely some sort of new stability coming in for you. Somebody was rather selfish regarding showing you compassion. But I do feel that there's some sort of intuition being nurtured with this. You're sticking up for yourself. You're ending out a major cycle and you're stepping into an Empress energy. Somebody was extremely selfish regarding your stability and your foundation. Somebody was committed to leaving you out in the cold, but you are finding stability anyway. Somebody's feeling powerless. You do need to keep boundaries and end out this cycle once and for all, because what you are nurturing and what you are building and what you are committed to at this time is going to bring you stability. This is going to bring you finances. It's going to bring you purpose. It's going to bring you a place where you can reside and move forward. And I do feel that if there's anything about you feeling selfish for focusing on yourself, you really need to drop that. Because I'm speaking, whoever this message is for, you're a very selfless individual. You're very compassionate, very empathetic. You're very intuitive. I'm also being told that you hold miracles in your hands and in your fingertips. Thank you, Kitty. Ultimately, this magic that you hold in your fingertips, it's going to change your world. This will ultimately give a new lease on your purpose. It's also going to allow you to know your mission and what you are here to do. There's really an energy here that you need to really embrace it and stick up for yourself and work through this transition and transformation. Whoever that's for, whoever it resonates with. Spirit, what's going on with Kitty? What do they need to know right now? Yeah, I think I'm only going to go to 10:30. It's 9:51 now, so I'm only going to be on here another half hour. I'm going to go to bed early tonight. Spirit, what's the best blessed message for Kitty? If there's something that you've been wondering about taking action on, it's not the right time. If you take the action now, it's not going to turn out the right way. There's something here about not seeing it from the right perspective. You need to take a step back and see it from a broader perspective. You still need to study. You still need to research. You haven't done the necessary research in order to take this action yet. You may be overthinking it, but you need to really focus on your stability. Focus on what you are willing to commit to. Create some boundaries. Stop overthinking it. There's something here that you need to learn before you can walk away. There's something here about weathering the storm. There's something that is very important that you take into consideration before you move forward. You will eventually get the upper hand, but you don't want to be overthinking it. Allow it to fall into place. And don't overthink it. Don't second guess yourself. Again, the messages that are coming in loud and clear, these are meant to be endured and embraced. Don't look the other way regarding this. Do some research. To understand your situation better. Failing to do so, it will turn your world upside down. Right now, it's all about strategy. It's all about passion. It's about purpose. It's about stepping into that authenticity of that. Move forward with compassion. Release the hate, release the animosity, release the bitterness, release the sadness. Page of Swords and Five of Cups. Yeah, you really need to study before you put yourself in the cold. You think by taking some sort of action that you're going to win out. It's not time. There's something still left to learn. There's still something that you need to alchemize before you move into a new direction. Otherwise, you're going to carry it with you. It will leave you stagnant. You really need to spend some time with your higher power. And be committed to that. I just kind of got a flash of birds. There's definitely something here about birds, and they're in flight. So this could very well represent a message coming into for you, or it could very well be the contemplation of taking flight and moving in a new direction. It's not the time to make that action yet. It will become evidently clear which way you need to go, and I do feel that there's going to be a bit of a switch up as to the direction that you're going to be moving in. So you really need to take into consideration of the changes, to be open to adapting and open to change, to see how it's going to be of some sort of benefit to you. You do have the ability to manifest, but again, it's about alchemizing this energy. It's about alchemizing the resentment and the toxicity that's around you at this time. It's kind of making you feel kind of helpless, but this is about surrendering to your higher power. Yeah, so there's something here that you do not have any compassion towards. I also pick on the fact that you have somebody playing in your face. Like, it's really kind of giving me a feeling like they don't have any compassion for you whatsoever. I feel that there's definitely a feeling of destitution or helplessness, with the inability for you to stand on business or take initiative or to protect yourself. But I do feel they have a bit of animosity or jealousy or something here. But you really need to alchemize that by moving forward with compassion, ultimately. I kind of feel like it's literally the only way. But this is definitely about alchemy. Alchemizing and learning the lessons that you need. This is going to build your character. And you need to have courage throughout this experience and not lash out. Don't act out of character. And instead of looking for some sort of commitment outside of yourself, make sure that you are following through with your own personal commitments to yourself through boundaries, respect. But I do sense that there's a lot of overthinking as of late. This overthinking is actually creating the helplessness and the distractions in order to protect yourself. And this is why I feel that it needs to be alchemized, because you could very well overcome this if you're in the right frame of mind. And it's almost given the energy that someone does not want you to be in that right mind to make a decision. Introspection is needed at this time, I feel. Clear it out first before you make any decisions. At least be having a clear head before you make any decisions. Because I do sense that there may be some sort of acting out of haste. Almost acting out of desperation. And that's not something that you need to be doing right now. Ground your energy. Welcome in, Bradley. I'll be back, Collective. I'm going to go make myself another coffee. All right. We are back. I did some cleaning in the closet there and I found my other glasses. So we're back in the game again. I took a swig of honey to wake me up, so hopefully that'll help. Alright, is there anybody else out there that wants a message? Still open for super chats or super stickers. We'll probably do a guess the number, but I'm only going to do one tonight. So if there's somebody there that would like a message that wants to guess the number, Five of Wands. There's some sort of conflicts. There's definitely conflicts happening. Somebody's sad that you don't want to heal something with them. Somebody's sad that you are not submitting to whatever they were throwing at you. They're also feeling guilty. For throwing all that at you. There's a huge awakening happening here as well. There's a dark spiritualist here that they ultimately tried to end up with your legacy. They ultimately ended up trying to end up with your inheritance, your essence of who you are. There's some sort of good news coming in about that. Somebody misunderstood your abilities. Somebody was very selfish in this matter. Somebody was lying to you so you wouldn't take action. But you very much peeped what was going on. Because they wanted you to miss out. But there's definitely truth and clarity coming in about this misunderstanding. Somebody's all anxiety. The fact that you're sticking up for yourself. The fact that what they committed to do is blowing up in their face. Because you're clearing out this devil energy. Somebody didn't want you to stay committed either. Somebody's feeling betrayed that their dark magic isn't working. Now they want to come in with some sort of an apology. It's whatever this is, it's backfiring. Now they're being faced with some sort of conflict. They can't sleep. Yeah, because you're moving forward. And they're having a hard time walking away and closing out this cycle. They were celebrating this betrayal about having you in sadness regarding a love situation. They were literally celebrating at the fact that they ruined your divine union. They were hoping by ruining your divine union, having you in sadness, and betraying you, that by ending this out, you wouldn't be able to walk away and that you wouldn't move towards any future endeavors. And this is how they tried to create conflict. But you dismissed this. They wanted you sleepless. You called your power back. They literally destroyed one of the best things that happened to you. They outright destroyed your happiness to have you in nothing but sadness. There very well could be a Capricorn involved. There's a Taurus involved. There very well could be a Virgo involved. There's a Gemini involved. There's an Aries involved. There's an Aries, Leo, Sag involved. There's an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius involved. And I'm getting multiples. Somebody did not anticipate your course of action with this endeavor. Welcome in, Sadie. Been a quick minute. Hope you're doing well. How's your brother? And how are you? Well, to some degree, consider it a blessing, I guess. Well, that's good. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear from you. You got this. You'll get through it. Just stay focused. Things will work out for you. I got a good feeling on that. So let's play a little game. For those of you that want a reading that don't have any money. All right, there's the number. It's a number between 10 and 100. There's no 8, there's no 9. There's no double numbers, so it's not 22, it's not 33. There's only one single number in each. It's a hard truth to swallow there, Sadie, but you're right. You can't save people that don't want to save themselves, that don't want to help themselves at least. It's unfortunate, but it's true. No, I get you. You know how many times I've tried to do that and got burned every time? It's not fair. It's really not. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. Or you crash and you burn. Welcome in, Danny. That's a shame. You know, I very well could have been alcoholic. Had I allowed the alcohol to take over and to take hold, I very well could have been an alcoholic. But the fact that I cleared what I was masking, what I was trying to numb, and the fact that I rose above it, I can't say that it's easy. And like, I'm not sitting here wanting to go have a drink because I've healed it, right? I don't really look at drinking as an option. Even smoking weed, I've pretty well quit weed. I don't smoke weed anymore. And I didn't think that was ever going to happen. And just out of the blue, it just happened. I just didn't feel like it was necessary anymore. But that's what happens when you heal. All of these things that really didn't serve you, that had kept your vibration low, they tend to just fall away as you heal. The only thing I have left is coffee and cigarettes. And I've went from 2 to 3 packs a week down to maybe 1 to 2 packs a week, if that. It was almost at a point where it was almost a pack a day. So now that I'm down to like a maybe pack and a half a week, I think that's pretty substantial. So that's what you get when you heal, collective. It takes a lot of courage. It's not an easy ask, but when you go within and you really find out who you are and, you know, and what you're made of, and you really start to gain a new perspective on things. And then you hear stuff of what Sadie's saying in the comments. It's rather heartbreaking. And I'm 42 now. Sadie, that could have been me. You know, so that's really hitting home. I'm going to be 43 this April. To see how far I've come, to see how far I've evolved, and to see all that I've healed and that I've rose above, it's definitely inspiring. And to have quite the tribe here kicking it with me almost every evening, it's really supportive to have you part of my journey, collective. I'm very much in the attitude of gratitude, having you kicking it with me and spending time with me during the evenings. You know, I've talked people off of bridges. I've talked people away from suicide. To some degree, with the way the world is going, I feel like I'm just prolonging the misery. But I can't help but have hope in my heart that things are going to change for the better. That's what I'm praying for the world. I'm not just praying for me. So there is a number out here if you'd like to guess the number and get a free reading. Only the ones that want a reading. Again, there is no 8, there is no 9, there's no double numbers. It's a number between 1 and, 10 and 70. Well, there's no 8 or 9, and it's not a 3-digit number. So it's just 10 through 70. This is a chance for you to tap into your intuition. And no double digits. So it's not, there's no 22 or 44, anything like that. Welcome in, Stephanie. $10 to $70. $10 to $70. 3 and 7 don't cut it. I'm going to try to stay alive until 11 p.m., so we'll try another half hour. Depends on how or whether or not you guys are going to guess it or not. Well, it's 10:30 now, so you can guess and guess and guess. You just can't count all the way up. That's not going to work. If I catch you counting, you'll be disqualified. This is a chance for you to tap into your intuition. That's the whole purpose of the game. And your clue for this number is the mirror of the horse. Good job, Stephanie. 62 is the number. Did I give it away? Hey, did I give it away, Steph? What gave you the number 62? Mirror of the horse. The horse is 2026. Mirror 62. Good job. You actually got it. I'm impressed. I think that was a bit too easy of a clue. But good job. Great Spirit. What's Stephanie's message? What's her current situation, her challenge, her mental focus, her heart focus? What is she walking away from? What is she walking into? What is the next 3 to 6 months looking like? What's her attitude and relation, her influence, her hopes and fears, and her outcome? You don't have to apologize. All right. Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck, Three of Pentacles on the top. Ten of Wands reversed. Yeah. So there's definitely something here that you're looking to heal, Stephanie, that you'd rather go the test of time with. I do feel that you have the right intentions with this. That's why you want to, but I don't know if it's the right course of action. Okay, something tells me that you're really wanting to have some sort of an alchemy happen with this particular situation, whatever you're dealing with. Your current situation is you're trying to juggle, you're trying to balance things out, and you very well could be kind of questioning things. There's definitely something here about a challenge of taking action, of standing on what your intuition is telling you. And in your mind space, in your mental focus, there's definitely some sort of temptation or toxicity that you may be trying to alchemize. And I feel that there's something in your heart telling you to slow down and like apply the brakes or coast. I do feel that there's something coming in for you, but you're really needing to know that there's a bit of a delay with that. It is about divine timing. You're walking away from this energy of having to put up boundaries and defend yourself all the time. And it's almost kind of giving me a feeling of you being in a constant defense. And I do feel that it's because you've been going through quite a bit. Right now in this current energy, you're trying to balance out and trying to minimize some sort of conflict. And I do feel that with this, you are finding out the truth. You're gaining a new understanding regarding something that you're dealing with at this time, your current situation. I'm kind of keeping it vague because there's many different situations actually that you're dealing with. And I'm also picking up on the fact that you got a lot of irons in the fire that you're trying to transmute and alchemize. So this could be dealing with work at the same time. It could be dealing with family at the same time. It could be dealing with the love interest. It could be dealing with a lot of different things altogether. Okay? And it's almost kind of like it's all in duality. Like you see it in many different aspects of your life where this can really, where this is really kind of pertaining to. It's not just one area. Now, I feel whatever's been done in the dark, you know that it's going to be revealed. A lot of it already has. It's been released. I do feel that you follow through as a empath. You're very sensitive to energy. You're definitely sensitive to emotions. You can read a room very well. And I do feel that there's been a lot come at you emotionally. empathetically, energetically, that you've really been keen on, very quick to decipher, where you didn't think that you really had the answers, and you kind of put it out into the universe. Yo, kind of reveal this, reveal that to me, and it literally revealed itself. It's almost spooky how it's presented itself to you. So this is a validation that you are on the right track with this. There's definitely something here about you being noticed. There's definitely something here about you being in an energy of leveling up. And I do feel that people are watching this level up and they're inspired by it. And I've got goosebumps. So I'm taking that as a confirmation. The thing is that you know you deserve better. Right? You know you deserve better, and I think this is why it's being revealed to you. Because it's almost like you've been giving and giving and giving and giving, and you really haven't gotten much back. There hasn't been really much of a reciprocity in the grand scheme of things. But I do feel within the next 3 to 6 months to a year, you're going to know who is not being reciprocal. You're going to know who wants to fight with you. I do feel that you're going to alchemize that conflict. I do feel that you've put up your boundaries, you've raised your standards, and this is what's creating that boundary. This is what's creating that protection. People know that you're not somebody that... people know that you're not someone to play with. People know that you're not somebody to play mind games with or to screw around. And, you know, because it's not that you hold a serious life or a serious perspective, but you're not one to play stupid games. You don't like winning stupid prizes, so it's not in your intention or your energy frequency to do such things. And I do feel that by you creating these new standards and raising the bar, I feel that there's definitely something here about you finding out who's been siphoning off of you, who's been playing in your face, who's been throwing rocks and hiding their hands, and whatever else. And I do feel that by the end of 2026, you're definitely going to know who to collaborate with and who not to. Okay? So just take that into consideration moving forward. You are on the right track. I don't feel that there's going to be anything extravagantly dramatic happening. But there's definitely some sort of resentment. There's definitely some sort of toxicity or darkness that you're dealing with in your head. And, you know, it's kind of feeling like the devil's out to get you, right? But I kind of feel like a little clickety click clack clack, like nails clicking together kind of thing. But it's at your ankles. Like there's a little demon running at you behind you, and like it's just literally out of reach, but it could never reach you, right? And that's what that's kind of telling me, is that you're moving too far, too far ahead for whoever this is that's throwing rocks and hiding their hands to even touch you. And I'm really getting a sense of divine protection here. So whatever is being thrown at you, I do feel that you're going to overcome it. I do feel that there's definitely some sort of healing. There's definitely some sort of releasing of burdens that aren't yours. You're no longer holding on to responsibility that isn't yours. You're not in this energy of taking on other people's burdens. Like that's not your gameplay anymore. It may have been in a while back, but I think this is a lesson you've learned over time. And just as Sadie's spoken about earlier, like you're not out here trying to help people that don't want to help themselves. You're not wasting your time with that, you know. So ultimately, I do feel that you're on the right track. There's definitely something here about giving to those that can't give back to you and being okay with that. Okay, it's one thing to play with your heart, but it's another thing to be honest and vulnerable And it's another thing to be transparent. And when you see somebody going through a rough time, you're right there to help them, right? And it's not really what they can give back to you, but it's the fact that you are paying it forward, and all that you require is for them to pay it forward at a later date. And I do feel this is a good way of going about things. Like, you're not even asking for reciprocity, but it's more like, if I bless you to get ahead, then you need to bless somebody else to get ahead and keep the ripple going. Kind of a situation that I feel this is the kind of mentality that you've been working with. It's been working well for you. That way you're not sitting there stressing as to whether or not you're going to get back the loan that you're giving out or whatever else. There's no attachment to it, right? If somebody needs something, you'd give the shirt off your back, but you're not expecting it back, like next Tuesday, let's say. And this takes away that expectation of receiving something, because you know that by paying it forward, there's definitely something in a reciprocity that the divine is going to gift you anyhow down the road. So Spirit's saying to keep this mentality, to keep this this whole idea, because I do feel that you've learned over the last year or two who to pour your energy into and who not to. Yeah. But the divine is kind of guiding you through that, right? The divine is kind of guiding you through that. It's really kind of getting you in the right track of that reciprocity, of that divine reciprocity, knowing that you are going to be protected no matter what, right? And I feel this energy coming back to you is a definite confirmation that you're on the right track. Let's see. Yeah, you're stepping up into this Empress energy. That's why. And Star. So there's definitely something here about you making a wish and it coming true. That you need to have hope. There's some people here that are overwhelmed at this Empress energy that they're tapping into. They're kind of losing sleep on it. They're kind of feeling like a failure. To being a witness of this, because like they're trying to compare themselves to you, and that's not the game. That's not the name of the game here. You definitely have your cup runneth over at this time, and just keep in mind that the fact that you've done this healing and the fact that you are in this whole idea of having your cup runneth over, share what you have running over, right? Share whatever's overflowing your cup. But if you notice that your cup isn't overflowing anymore, recognize when to keep your interest of your cup, right? Of a full cup, right? So that way you don't become depleted, right? And that way you are always full, so to speak. Okay? But ultimately, I do see that you need to keep boundaries. Okay? It's not something that you need to get rid of. There are certain people that you feel that you can drop your boundaries with, and if you feel safe to do so, then fine. But just pay attention to their motive, pay attention to their intention overall. And that will help you to guide you forward. I do definitely see some sort of reconciliation of some sort of conflict within the next 3 months. The truth is coming out. You may have been all up in your head, but the truth is coming out from that internal reflection. It really is an inside job, and I feel that you can affirm and confirm that as you alchemize your inner world, your outer world changes. This is definitely a confirmation that you are doing the work. This is definitely a confirmation that you could resemble or reside or vibe with a starseed energy. So you're definitely here to enlighten and to light up the world with your light. So you go ahead and you keep doing that. Keep shining your light. I do feel that this light is protecting you, but it's like moths to a flame, right? So anything that's coming at you that is not in pertaining to your betterment, I feel that will be burned up within your light. Like it's not going to be able to touch you. Kind of like the devil clawing at your ankles as you're walking away from this temptation or toxicity. I really see that you know what to pour into and what not to. You don't waste no time. You're very honest and transparent with yourself, which is very evident. Okay? There's very well could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that's very unstable around you. They're trying to cause conflict because they're envious of your stability. They're trying to compare themselves to you, and there's no comparison where they can't compete where they don't compare. The divine is definitely guiding you through any type of bitterness. There's people that are actually in awe of your transformation, of how you've elevated. They're kind of wondering how you've gotten to where you've gotten. There's definitely a couple out here that's bitter that you've healed. This could have been a couple that was out here trying to take from you, but you've released this. Yeah, you've cut out these third parties. This particular couple walks around like they're a divine, loving couple, but in behind the scenes, they're bitter. They're bitter. They're very much emotional manipulators. And the thing is you peep the truth on that. You may have called them out because they tried to manipulate you and it didn't work. And whatever this was that happened, you alchemized it right away. Yeah, and you took a leap of faith in a new direction. You didn't even stay too far. Yeah, you have a mission. These are some people, could be family from the past, that were actually quite an inspiration to you growing up, but they just with their whole attitude and the way they go about things, it's really fallen apart. They didn't want you walking away. They didn't want you succeeding. They didn't want you having any type of grounded purpose or whatever, and it's really got them awestruck as to the fact that you've went through this rebirth. This past relationship that you were in, it was somewhat of a soulmate union, but it turned sour. It was definitely revealed to you of what your true happiness, where it lied, and it was always within you, and your ability to nurture your own independence and your own stability. And you made a major judgment call, which kind of snapped them out. They kind of snapped out of character, and they showed their true manipulative colors. They very well could play as a dark spiritualist, and the truth, it literally set you free. You sacrificed a lot for this couple. This could have been a mother and a father. Doesn't have to be. But either way, you're on the right track, my dear. Keep going. All right? Yeah, because they're in awe of your transformation. But the past is in the past because it doesn't last. Right? So be very wary as to letting the past back in. They should be able to show up and meet you where you are. And you'll know. You'll know because you're empathetic. You're very much an empath. You're very sensitive to energy. So you'll know whether or not they've changed or elevated. Okay? Because you are very high vibe at this time. You will know. Listen to the little red flags. Look for the green ones. All right? All right, collective. There's definitely chance here for another super chat, super sticker. If you want a reading, I notice there's a bunch here that's jumped in. So if you would like a message, you can throw me a super chat with a question. If you want to send me a donation, you can send a donation in the super chat or just a super sticker for a general message. Aw, thank you, staff. Greatly appreciated. All right, let's end the night with a quick collective, I guess. Is there any collective message for my collective spirit? All right, so somebody feels trapped. What's the scoop, spirit? Oh. So somebody very well could be going to jail for trying to trap an emperor or put an emperor to rest. They're being stopped in their tracks for trying to make them out to be a sacrifice, to keep them from building and investing into something. There's definitely a lot of options coming in regarding some sort of healing. Somebody can't sleep. Somebody's building the courage to take a leap of faith. And somebody's overwhelmed at the fact that somebody does not have compassion, but the angels are watching. There are definitely people coming in to collaborate with you, collective. You need to continue loving yourself. There's sevenfold blessings coming in from someone trying to steal from you. There's somebody coming in with a message about creating some sort of balance regarding some sort of emotional siphoning or taking from your wish fulfillment. Regarding a King of Pentacles and a Queen of Swords in reverse. Not getting the upper hand and causing injustice. And trying to take from you, take your money. You're coming out of a tower. And they're not receiving any type of good news. Because you're receiving an Ace of Pentacles. Because of something that you did in the past that's being revealed. There's definitely a cycle closing out. Because you're alchemizing this heartbreak. You're turning your pain to power. Creating boundaries. You will be moving forward. There will be a Ten of Pentacles. You are clearing out some sort of betrayal by sticking up for yourself. So continue to do that. There was some sort of commitment that went south. This was supposed to be a reciprocity, but you had to cut out some sort of third parties because there was no happy new beginning. There's a King of Wands in reverse that owes you something. But they're very reluctant to come forward because they see the conflict. They know that there's conflict there. Somebody's not committed to healing. I think that's what it is, and you've cleared out this toxicity. You know the truth already. But what you don't see coming is there's a divine orchestration regarding some sort of manifestation. They wanted some sort of failure. However, there's definitely an apology coming in. Quite possibly from a Cancer. You need to hold patience. There's something here about not walking away from a Queen of Wands. To be getting some sort of inspiration. There's a King of Swords in reverse that was lying to themselves, and they are having an awakening. They're having no other choice but to go into hermit mode. They see you as wish fulfillment, but they misjudged you. They see you as a nurturing energy, but it's creating some sort of bitterness with them. And they totally misunderstood you while trying to turn your world upside down. Now they want to reconcile because their way is foggy. And they see you as their sun, as their enjoyment, as their happiness. But I have a feeling you feel that you deserve better, and you're more or less focused on your Wheel of Fortune. You're focused on your destiny. You're definitely healing something about being left in the cold regarding a love interest. You're holding your boundary regarding your heart and walking away from this energy, because I do feel that you know who you are, you know what you're made of, you know what your mission is, and I don't feel that they coincide with that mission. There's definitely something here about somebody thinking that they're going to come in and woo you. It's not going to go as planned. Mainly simply because they have the wrong intentions. It's not something that you can just forget, collective, for what they've done. Alright? Alright, collective. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. It is only going to be a short night. For the members, we're going to have a members live next Saturday, not this Saturday. So I'm going to take the weekend off. And I will be back here Monday evening, quite possibly for a Music Monday. So if you'd like to hear some music, come on back Monday night, Monday evening. I'll be here an hour earlier for the hour set. So the hour set of music will start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the nightly collective will still start at 9 p.m. So if you'd like to hear some music, come on back for Monday evening, for Music Monday. I think Music Mondays will coincide with the same as the members Saturdays. So there's going to be a Music Monday twice a month, as well as there's going to be a members night twice a month, at the beginning of the month and midway through the month. Okay. So yeah, I guess I will see you Monday. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, collective. Again, if you want to reach out for a reading at any time, whether it's a weekday or a weekend, Hipsy is always available. You can do a recording, you could do a recorded reading as well. That is a 24/7 deal. Depending on how and when I'm awake, and when I receive the notification for it. And if I don't have anything scheduled, I will definitely get to it right away and have you have your reading. However, I do have sessions available from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday. However, Monday night I will be ending that soon and doing a little jam for 8 p.m. And I'll be going through for an hour for that jam. But 5 to 9 Monday to Friday for your own personal session over at Hipsy. If you want one, come and get one. It's $1 a minute. Prefer 30 to 60 minutes. Anything less than that is not going to be all that much. But yeah, recorded readings are available for you at any time. Feel free to jump on the link there in the link section or the description box. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can throw me a PayPal. That's also in the description box. And if you want to become a member and support me on a monthly basis, it'd be greatly appreciated to have your monthly support. This gets you messages. So it's all available to you. I'm making myself available, so take advantage of it. And on that note, welcome in, James. I'm ending out the night early this evening. I'm going to go to bed early. Thank you so much for the prosperity and for the support, guys and gals. To those that gave tonight, I thank you so much. And I wish you hundredfold blessings back. to my members and to the ones that are supporting. Okay, tonight's an open table, so there's not much of a collective. There is, you can rewind about 10-15 minutes. There was a bit of a collective at the end, but there really wasn't a collective. It was all personal and one free reading. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go lay down. I'm just feeling rather tired, so I'm just gonna go lay down. But I'll be back Monday evening, 8 p.m. for a Music Monday, collective at 9 p.m. So thank you so much for joining me this evening, and I'll catch you Monday evening. If you can't be good at it, please be good to yourself so that way you can be good to others. And I'll catch you in the next one.